Welcome
Welcome.
to a noble society of young urban entrepreneurs sharing knowledge and building wealth. Welcome to the League of Hustlers.
The hustle is in your bones. It runs through your veins. It's that ambition to do more, become more. You can feel it. You know you have what it takes. You know you can build a life you've been dreaming of. It's time you live up to your potential. Welcome to the League of Hustlers.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Another
Welcome.
episode of the League of Hustlers. I'm your co-host, C.D. Barnes.
And I'm HT.
And we are the League of Hustlers.
Indeed.
Another great episode for you today. We're going to be talking about WAP. All right? Do you have it?
God,
Do you?
wow.
WAP. Do you have it? Do you need it? All right, we're going to break it down for you. We're talking about a wealthy attitude and perspective. Do you have that WAP? All right? Getting straight into the show, man. H, that wealthy, man. What is it? Break it down for him, man.
Yeah, man. So first off, wealthy thinking, wealthy perspective. What does that mean to you? Okay, to each individual is different. To each person, wealth has a different definition. All right, so first and foremost, we need to establish that as a baseline. Like, what's your baseline to wealth? Is it a certain number of houses? Is it a certain level of health? Okay, able to run a certain amount of miles within a certain amount of time. You know, we had another episode where we talked about was health your wealth. All right, and we think that it is. It's one part of it. You know, so what's wealthy to you first and foremost? All right, what's wealthy to you? What about you, CD? What's wealthy to you? Give them an example.
Man, wealthy to me, man, you hit a key point when you start talking about health.
Right?
You gotta be healthy, man. That's like the number one wealth is health. You can have
True.
all the money you want. If you don't have your health, man, you're not truly living the lifestyle that you're desiring. And
at all.
outside of health, for me, another thing is mainly about freedom. You know what I mean? I need enough cash flow to be financially free from debt, free to vacation when and where I desire. You know,
Right.
free to, have the type of home I want, the type of car that I want. It's, you know what I mean? I don't need to be a billionaire, but I need to be comfortable. To me, that's wealthy. Being healthy, you know what I mean? Mind state, relationships. Another big thing when you're talking about wealth, I would say,
Right.
having healthy relationships and
Right,
a core
right.
foundation of family and friendship. That stuff is major too.
Yeah, man. I would say so too. So defining wealthy, what is it for you? For me, it's along the same lines. Like, right, being able to go where I want, when I want, how I want. All right, being able to drive what I want, when I want, how I want. Being able to vacate when I want, how
Right,
I want.
exactly.
You know, so it's critical to understand what wealth is to you. Okay, because it's going to be different for different people. So
Right.
what does wealthy mean to you? All right, first and foremost. All right,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Next on the list, though, would be the attitude. All right, so this is kind of the important part. All right, so we talked about wealth and what wealth is to you, but now it's like having the proper attitude, maintaining the attitude, you know, having that mind state in place that coincides with the level of wealth that you're aiming for. All right, if you're aiming for that financially free lifestyle or being healthy, then you need to be kind of like vibrating in that mind space. Your
Right.
attitude needs to be geared towards that. And when I think of attitude, I look at attitude as essentially your thoughts and your feelings
true.
combined together. And
Okay.
that right there equals it's like your thoughts times your feelings. That's your attitude. The
Interesting.
two of those things combined, and that's where you are. That's where you are.
And attitude, man, that is critical. Attitude is critical to success. All right? We've all heard the phrase, right? I think one episode we talked about different quotes that we like, that were really impactful. And one of them was like, one man thinks he can and one man thinks he can't. Right?
Right.
It all boils down to attitude. Okay? You can sit here and say like, oh man, I'll never be whatever. I'll never be able to do this. I'll never be able to do that. Or you can say, you know what? I am going to do this. Now, tell me who's going to do it. It's just that simple. You have one person saying that they'll never be able to do it. And you have one person that's saying, you know what? I will do it. Just that simple change in attitude is the defining, the defining moment that signifies, will somebody do it or will they give up?
Right.
So make sure your attitude reflects that which you want to be. All right. Are you living like a success? Are you moving like a success? Are you thinking like a success? Right? It all boils down to your attitude.
Absolutely.
So you tell us, right? What is your attitude saying about you? Do you wake up? I tell you like this. One good way to tell. Do you wake up ready for the day? Right? When your alarm clock goes off, are you like, man, I can't wait to get to work? Or man, I can't wait to get to doing, what I'm getting paid for today? Or are you reaching over, slapping the alarm clock like, oh man, I gotta, right? Right?
Right.
Just
you handling the day?
Yeah.
Or is the day handling you?
Boom. Exactly. That simple shift in attitude sets apart the winners from the losers. So how is your attitude? Right?
Right. Absolutely, man. Maintaining that wealthy attitude.
Yeah, man.
And then the last point being perspective. Maintaining a wealthy attitude and perspective. Ooh. All right, so let's look at this for an example. Like right now, I hate to date this episode, but we're in the middle of the COVID crisis right now, okay? Now, a wealthy perspective on this situation sees this as an opportunity. All right? A poor perspective on this scenario only sees it as a problem, as an issue, as a crisis, as a pandemic.
Right.
And even though it is that, the glass is half empty. It is. But it's also half full. It's half full as well. Both of those things are true. And having that wealthy perspective helps you to simply just acknowledge the other half of it. Like, yeah, it's a terrible time, but the glass is half full. Right. Tons of opportunities out there. And that's what we mean by having a wealthy perspective. Looking for the opportunity in things, finding a way to simply find a way. Right. And there you go, man.
Yeah, man. And that, I'm telling you, this may be one of the most, bossing, as we used to say, episodes.
Bossing.
Those who know. But yeah, this episode, I mean, it's we're getting straight to it. Okay?
Yeah.
A wealthy attitude and perspective. Okay, your outlook, the way that you're looking at problems, the way that you're addressing problems, right? It's gonna boil down to your attitude. Also, like all of this is tied together. So, just like we said, man, do you got that WAP? Do you got that wealthy attitude and perspective? What's your perspective?
Sure.
How are you looking at things? Okay, are you looking like the person, or are you looking from the perspective of the person which you would like to become? Okay,
Woo, boy.
which is you? Which is you? It's you. It's still you. You're still gonna be you. You're gonna be the same you in 5 years from now that you are right now, in its simplest form. Okay, you're still you, right? The situations that you go through are gonna change, but it's still you. Okay, your perspectives change over time. Once you reach a new level, once you reach a different level, your perspective changes. I remember at one point, I used to think that, like, coming up, like coming out of high school, I was like, yo, I want a job paying $50,000 a year.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's all I need.
Right. I'm like, I'm good. You know, once we hit 50, is great. You know, I'll be balling. You know, at 50 grand. This is a high school perspective.
Right.
You know, get in college and it's like, oh, yeah, I still want to make 50 grand, but it's coming. Okay, yeah, let me make sure I'm making 50 grand. You know, then you get out here in the real world and it's like, oh, it's 50 grand. This ain't, you know, this ain't gonna cut it.
Tight.
Right? You know, okay, it's good for fresh out of college, but shoot, now, you know, then it's like, okay, well, I need 100.
You gotta grow, baby.
You gotta grow. You hit 100 and it's like, I need, you know, I need 250.
Right.
You know, and then you hit 250 and it's like, I need some more. And so your perspective changes, and in terms of like problem solving. Okay, the bigger the problem that you solve, right? The bigger or the more people are willing to pay for it. Okay? But if you still have this small perspective, if you're still solving small problems, you're only going to get paid the value of those, you know, small solutions. Okay? So let's think bigger. Let's think with a much greater perspective. Right. A wealthy perspective. You know, beautiful. I wonder what Warren Buffett thinks about. You know, I know that's we use that a lot. That's a far off example, right? He's a multi-billionaire, but I wonder what, you know, the local millionaire next door thinks about, right? In your town. Think from that perspective, right? Or that business owner that's, you know, doing multi-millions a year that you know, right? That you know of, that you've ran across. Think about their perspective and how they're solving problems, what the size of the problems that they're solving. Right? It's not enough to solve these small problems, you know, especially when your perspective or your goal is way higher. Okay? So check your perspective. All right? Keep it in check.
Just like that, man. Perfectly put, bro. And with that, I think it's time for the challenge. You already know this is the League of Hustlers. And every episode, all right, you gotta walk away with a challenge. We're giving you an actionable item to walk away with and implement into your life, implement into your business, your relationships, your daily regimen. H, what's the challenge for today?
The challenge for today is for you to ask yourself, do I got that WAP?
Do you got that WAP?
Right? Challenge yourself, okay?
You got that
ask
WAP.
yourself, do you have that wealthy attitude and perspective? Right? We off that young man stuff. We off that young woman stuff. All right? The WAP we talking about is the WAP that matters. All right, the wealthy attitude and perspective. Ask yourself, right? The person that you plan to be in 5 years, are you thinking like that person? All right, do you have the attitude of that person? Do you have the perspective of that successful you?
Right.
Okay? If you don't, make it a point to adopt that wealthy attitude and perspective. Okay? Because that's going to set you on the right path. That's going to make you take part of the things that will get you there. Again, this has been another episode of the League of Hustlers. We appreciate you being here. Okay? Definitely hit the subscribe button. Definitely hit the notification bell.
Ding.
We definitely, have the wealthy attitude and perspective.
Right.
And that's what we want for you. All right? So, until next time, let them know what they can do, CD.
Go. Get it.
Yeah.